All right, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to this channel here, and this video itself is really well done. I'm pretty impressed. There's a lot to go over, but the main point that I wanted to talk about, well, 2 points. One is focus, but the other one that they talk about in their channel here happens to be being unapologetically yourself. And I think that's somewhere in the middle of the video, maybe like 45 minutes to 50 minutes, or maybe even an hour into the video. I'm close to the end, by the way. I want to say that you get many people out there in culture who are unapologetically themselves, and in terms when talking about relationships and dating and all that, you've got the bad boys who pick up all the women who are unapologetically themselves. You know, they're called assholes for a reason, right? But on the flip side, you got people of faith, men and women of faith, who are in church or wherever they're at. They are unapologetic about their faith. This is what they believe in, and it doesn't necessarily matter if it's right or wrong. It's very personal, and they believe it because they see it to be true. And for many, they will end up dying for their faith. I mean, I'm looking at Christians and Muslims here, but I'm not sure if anyone else would fall in that category. I want to say, in light of the recent conversations I've had with those who are Mormon, they're probably very likely to die for their faith as well. I think that is definitely a good sign as far as being very unapologetic. Now, as far as focus, that's also a good sign too. But I want to say that this video has helped me put some pieces together, which I'm really thankful for. That's why I'm doing this kind of like the shout out here, and combining some other stuff into it, like focus as well. The church honestly does a really good job with focus, but only in one area. They don't do a good job when it comes to outside of, focus on God, because that's it. There's nothing else. I think connecting with others, sure, but that's not really ever a focus. I've seen ministries pop up, and I've seen the focus shift from the church's message all the way to focusing on other countries and particular areas and stuff like that. And there's a lot to say about that. To be honest, when it comes down to the local areas, many churches, and I've wondered about this for a long time, they don't focus on the areas around them. And I think in part because there's so many other churches here in the U.S. Like, you can go a couple miles and you'll run into 5 churches. And I think that's one of the reasons why, is they expect the other churches in the area to pick up the slack. Honestly, I'm not sure, but that's what I've been getting at. But anyway, that's a side topic there, getting off track here. Focusing on yourself and improving yourself should be something that we strive for in our life here, but the church has some unique angles they can hit, but they don't hit them. They focus is, and most likely always will be, the object of your faith, of your beliefs, God, the Creator. And I want to say, in respects to Mormonism, it would be Joseph Smith, and for the Muslims, it would be Muhammad. And both of these men are prophets. I want to say that I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Give me a second. No matter what you believe in, no matter who you believe in, they should push you to become greater, to become more. Because being yourself should be a goal. You cannot be anyone if you are no one. You cannot be anyone. Now, to a degree, if you are broken, you can recover. But in some senses, you've lost your identity, you've lost who you are. So you can't be anyone if you are broken and in pieces. You can be a reminder. You can be a remnant of who you once were, and you can gather yourself back up or be gathered and with help get back to your feet. But the point I'm trying to say is what you believe in impacts you, and on more levels than what you will realize. It'll take you years too. So focus and being unapologetically yourself, they go hand in hand. And I want to say that for me on a personal level, since I've been struggling for years trying to figure out what some of my issues were, and just recently, after like 5 or 6 years, realizing I'm brokenhearted, trying to figure out like what that looks like, and then what exactly do I need. I think I'm too self-conscious on many levels, and this video reminded me, along with some conversations with my parents I had recently. Well, it reminded me of some things that are important that I held close to me at one point that I completely let go of, that I forgot about. And I want to say that's not good. Forgetting what is important is never good, but I think life continues on and we learn different lessons that push the previous ones out of the way in some way, shape, or form. I mean, there's other things too, like not realizing that I picked up my love of conversation, dialogue from my mother, and a love of faiths and beliefs from my father. And being able to pick other people's minds for both is not something that you'll hear too much either. People don't necessarily love conversation for that reason. I think some people love conversation because they get incentivized and they arouse, as in like, this is what I like or this is what I hate. And so they try to focus on that. There's pros and cons to both. Now, I want to say that realizing that many of us, we give other people too much power to tell us what our worth is dangerous. And I want to say, even to a point, the object of your faith, God, and whoever that may be, even if it's not God or the Creator, if you are held accountable to them, being able to stand before them saying, this is who you are, this is what you stood for, and in a sense, like, you can judge me, you can stack whoever or whatever you want, but in the end I will not be found faulty, I will not be found failing. Now, don't get me wrong, if you believe in sin, if you believe that there's a lot of wrongdoing and wickedness in your life, you can apologize, you can, as the Christians say, you can believe upon Christ to save you. That should be taken into account, but that doesn't necessarily need to completely take away from your identity. That can add to your identity. I've got 2 pictures that I hold on to me at all times on my phone, and they talk about how in Japan there are, I don't remember the specifics, but it's basically, one picture is a reminder that things that are put together are beautiful in a different way, and the other one is a reminder that in Japan, these pottery, I don't know where either, but these pottery are put back together with gold in the cracks, so it becomes a lot more beautiful afterwards, after it's restored, and it becomes even more of a work of art. So I want to say that it's a reminder that even though we can be broken, we can be put back together better, stronger, and in ways that we can appreciate that we won't be able to see now. Yeah, so this video hits pretty hard. It's good. I don't know about the rest of the channel. I have to say that there's a lot more out there, but for this, I'm just going to keep it short. All right, until next time.